Your name was not drug in the mud just now. Not as much as I found out.
Oh God.
Alright, I'm now recording and whatnot. You can go ahead and start.
Allow him start off.
What should I even say?
Well,
Honestly,
you start off with what you feel about what he just said.
well, the simple fact that Poison Bee basically said that he was more over than Connor Wine, Brent Harvinator, and Smokey is kind of funny, considering the fact that Poison Bee self-pushed himself in his own fucking league, while Brent Harvinator and Connor Wine and even Smokey actually got over by, the work that they put in with the calls themselves and the people that put in the work for them. I mean, do you realize that Brent Harvinator was super fucking over as a heel? He still is. He's one of the most popular heels in Call. And Connor Wine, a former world champion and more beloved than Poison Bee, and Smokey. Oh my God, Smokey's been here since 2007, and at that point, he, like Burb said, was on Danny Jackpot's level. Even with Smokey kind of building himself back up, he's still more over than Poison Bee.
It's so damn ridiculous, man. So damn ridiculous. Poison Bee, I don't give a fuck who your crew is, who you hang out with, what kind of leagues they are. Just a bunch of bullshit fakers who act like they are a bunch of actually doing something with themselves when y'all not but a bunch of bitches. Really, you're gonna be talking about me behind your back. One thing you can realize, I shut my mouth a long time ago. I ain't said nothing. I've been good. I ain't said nothing, but you done fucked up and started talking shit behind my back saying you're better than me when I was being honest for a couple of years, not saying jack shit. I ain't said nothing since me and Danny Jackpot had a feud. And trust me, me and Danny Jackpot, Danny Jackpot does not like each other. From then to now, we respect each other, but we cannot get along person to person. Be honest with you, we can't. But that's just me and him. But at least he don't go around running the mouth about some bullshit like, my call's new, but nobody knows me, but I'm gonna act like I'm cool. Motherfucker, I've been running this shit since 07. You think you're better than me? Try it. Get on the damn mic. If you think you're even cool as you say you are, then do something about it. That's basically all I'm saying. I've been on WDF. I've been on I even appeared on SMF, but not really. It was non-official, but I still appeared on there. I appeared in the Louden Styles League. People who I respect. I'm only in leagues that I respect. I don't know about you, but apparently you're nothing but a bitch, and all you can do is talk about me behind your back, saying that you're better than me. Burb hit it right on the number on that last video he did. He was talking real. Or she was talking real, whatever.
You might as well say he, because Burb's got bigger balls than most people in Call, period.
That's true. Burb ain't scared to say nothing. She ain't. I've known Burb for a long time. I've known Burb since the SML forums, along with Frank Dawg and Danny Jackpot and Soundwave, King Patch, all of them. I know all of them. So if you want to ask about my character and how I am, ask any one of those. They might say that I'm a certain way, but I'm real about what I talk about. If I feel a certain way, I'm gonna talk about it. And the way I found out you talking about me is by Burb, about talking about me behind my back, saying that you're bigger than me. Really, Louden. What the fuck?
It's stupid, honestly, because it's not just Poison Bee, but it's also the Clique too. It's also Ryan and David and them, and it's And let me just tell you right now about the little clique, the Skype clique with the Poison Bee crew, as people want to call it, because I was there. I was there in there because we were supposed, because I know this is gonna, I'm probably breaking shit, I don't care. The NWA South booking group. Now, the first time, now I wasn't even in that group until Ryan and David Arrow, the guy that owns David Arrow,
The click.
the basic owner of Mr. Death and David Arrow, quit because Carter basically said no, because David Arrow wanted to go over Connor Wine, and Carter said hell no, and they quit. So I got pulled in. They decided to come back. The entire chat basically went like this. It was Ryan, the owner of Chris Cruz, bitching about how his call isn't gonna go over Dwayne Chambers, who's a joke in its own, who is a joke call in his own right. But still, the idea that I was coming from was that Cruz is a heel, Chambers is a face, and basically it's all because they want to be over so badly that, like, Ryan wants to be over so badly because he doesn't want to remember Mr. Death. But the thing is, he's bitching and moaning about certain things when he's not even that big. And David Arrow is bitching and moaning because he's not going over Connor Wine, and they believe Connor Wine isn't that big of a deal, when in actuality, Connor Wine's more over than their cause. And so it was just bitching, moaning, and bitching, and it ended with this. They basically went behind Carter's back the entire fucking time, and now they're gone. So now the booking group is done, but they're bitching and complaining to Carter and saying how he's being unreasonable when they have no right to say that he's being unreasonable, considering that they went behind his back, because Carter is the main freaking booker of NAW South. And they were going behind his back the entire time. So basically, Poison Bee is delusional. Ryan and David are a bunch of fucking noobs that don't know what the hell they're doing. And nothing else. I mean,
see, that's where they differ from me. They are a lot different than me and Louden and Frank Dawg and Garret. Garrett's new to the whole commentating and all that scene, but I commentated with him on ECCW, and we fit well together, in my personal opinion. But there's a difference between Skype and there's this between forum talkers. Back then in 2007, I met everybody I know to this day on like SML forum. And the only reason I met Loudon was because of Jamco, a former guy that I commentated with on FWZ. But I met Loudon that way. But I never, ever, and I quote this myself, ever talk shit behind somebody's back. If I had something to say, I said it right in front of them. You know what I mean? If I had a problem with Frank Dawg or anybody else, we'll have it out. We'll have it out. We keep on having it out. We had it for a long time where I did rants on my channel. We'll go back and we'll go forth. Back, forth. We'll have our problems, but at least we talked about it. At least you was men about it, and, you know, we'll talk about it. But bitches like this going behind my back and saying that they better than me whenever, if it wasn't for guys like me and Jackpot and Soundwave and a bunch of other guys like that, there wouldn't be no original calls and call. We all built the start of the original call movement in wrestling. So they can't be talking shit.
Really, I'm almost, I feel shame in being a booker for Wrestling Heaven. Like, I always got that there was kind of a clique between the three, and they're always trying to push their guys over, and really, I was on the outer fringe. I was between this group and their group. Me and TC were the bookers of Raw, and I mean, it just, that Poison Bee, in a fed where you create a Ka and you create his brother and you push them over the moon, it kind of says everything that needs to be said about a fed. I mean, it's just a lot of ego on the part of the fed.
I agree completely.
Exactly.
I just personally feel offended, and it's hard to offend me nowadays because I'm quiet. I've been quiet for a long time, as I said just a few minutes ago. I'm tired of it though. I'm done with it. I'm just done with this stupid bullshit. People talking behind each other's back. At least be men about it. Me and Louden be real to each other all the damn time. That's the reason me and him are cool. Me and Frank Dawg have our problems. We had all that history in the past, but you see us now. We're back on good terms, and we have stayed that way. We've been real. Me and Louden, me and Garret, I don't know much about him, but I feel that he's a real guy. He talks, and he don't try to overzealous himself. He just goes with his role, his character. He don't try to kayfabe like certain people. He don't try to do certain things. Like Bird puts his league out. Was it New WWE? He been putting out for a few years now. I remember New WWE back before it was a damn call league. It was EFED on the SML forums. I remember that clear because it was a feud between me and Nithian. That was the major feud on New WWE. So I know perfectly about New WWE. You don't gotta tell me nothing about Call because I know just about everything there is to know. I'm a reviewer. I know everything. So if you wanna talk shit about how your call is better than such and such and such and such, Lauren Styles is more called than you would ever be poised to be, or any of your damn clique, Ryan, I don't know any of the other people's names. Loud, help me out.
David Arrow.
Ryan, David Arrow.
Ryan is so overprotective of his call, and when you were the blue mohawked, green sideburn Mr. Death, I mean, there's no coming back from that, and you can't ask to get pushed over people.
Honestly. And Arrow, David would have been okay if he didn't react the way he reacted over the whole WCW bit. He basically fucked himself over on that part.
David screwed David.
Yeah, David screwed himself over because he was like, "Yay! I won the WCW Television Championship. I went over Steven Santos." No, the fuck you didn't. Your call didn't go over Santos.
Another thing being, they booked SmackDown, and I'm just realizing this now. David, I'm friends with David. I like David. We're both from Canada, so we just kind of got that in common. He's the tag team champion in Wrestle Heaven now, along with Jack Swagger, and Chris Cruz. The only reason Chris Cruz isn't over at all is because even though he does get a TV title match, is because I'm booking Raw and he's on Raw.
I just think it's personal because he gets on there, everybody gets on Skype and say, "You better push such and such. Oh, I'm good. You need to put me in your league. You need to do this. You need to do that. I'm not happy with what you did with it, such and such, but you better do this way and this way, and you this way," and you keep on pressuring people, and you keep on pressing people, and people finally say, "Fuck it. Okay, shut the fuck up. I'll do this, but you need to shut up." That's the reason calls nowadays get popular when they're really not popular. You know what I mean? That's the bad thing about calls. That's like, I won't be out of the box here. That's kind of like how I'm more of a Tupac guy, right? And Tupac spoke his mind. Tupac spoke his mind, but he was hated because what the government told about him. They said he was a bad guy. He raped people. He did this and he did that. But in the truth, he didn't do it. But the way it gets put out there, he is that type of bad guy. That thug life, this and that. That's how I feel. Everybody, I put out a certain product about Smokey, and they saw it a certain way, but I saw it a different way. I saw it that I was talking real, and I was always real. And as long as I said something real on the damn mic, or as long as I put a good wrestling product, call wrestling product out there, people would respect me. But it turned out the exact opposite. People talk shit behind your back. You gotta watch your back because somebody will come up with a lie about you that will ruin your image. Trust me, I know. I had to build my image up like 4 times. Trust me, I know about image busting. People ruin my image like so many times, but I come back from them. We better people for that. Bitches like Poison B and his clique are numbered assholes who think they're the new generation, that that came to save everybody, but they really ain't shit.
Well, yeah, there's no entitlement to get their cause over. There is no new generation because if you think about it, it doesn't make any sense that you should be telling people how to book your call. If they want to book it one way, that's how they do it. You shouldn't be asking for total creative control because then you get fucked over. Like Poison Bee, when the only reason Wrestling Heaven might start getting better is because Poison Bee doesn't book anymore. We're not gonna let he doesn't book SmackDown or Raw. If he were booking Raw, he'd be champion for another year. But he's dropping the belt at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, what do you think, Loudon?
I'm just gonna say we'll see about that because yeah, he may be dropping the title on the next pay-per-view, but honestly,
No, we got.
I'm just gonna wait and see what happens with it.
Honestly, I got Raw booked. Me and TC booked Raw for another 6 months up until the biggest pay-per-view. Poison Bee barely touches that belt, and that's because we're in charge. Honestly, John Cena, who takes the belt from Poison Bee, honestly wouldn't have held it a month, in my opinion, if Poison were still booking. Because I really don't. I've looked over some of the for his third brand. I've looked over the stuff he's booked, and I don't like it in comparison to what me and TC have booked.
Yeah, but personally, the other day on this Skype chat, I was sitting there because I didn't get no sleep the night before, and I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I see this thing about that they're gonna call the next CPV Heaven in a Cell. And I told him that was a freaking dumbass idea. What kind of sense does that make? And then it kind of dawned on me. I'm not Christian or nothing. Carter, I found out that day that he was a minister. And he took that before I even found that out. I told him. I typed it right in the damn chat. I was like, I don't approve of you using heaven like that because I'm not a Christian. I just speak my mind and I believe the man above. And there is no sale in heaven. It don't matter if it's a stupid name or it's a good name or whatever. There is no hell. I mean, there's no sale in heaven. So what kind of sense does it make? That's a bunch of all I can see there is a bunch of disrespect to people who trying to put out a different call league, but they always come up with stupid damn names. You know what I mean? Like Heaven in a Cell. Who comes up with that? At least WDL. Frank, though, he comes up with names that he got his whole CPV line set of what he's gonna call everything, and that's why I respect to him because he led a day of reckoning. I mean, not day of reckoning, shit. I feel stupid now. I can't remember the name, but his last resort.
It's called Butt.
Yeah, butts. But at least there'll be butts 2. There'll be a butts 2, and there'll be a butts 3, and there'll be a butts 4. Instead of like one day we'll call it like Armageddon, then we'll call it End of Days, then we call it the Jesus Reckoning or something like bullshit like that. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. Really is. If the fact that he called it Heaven in a Cell doesn't bug me so much, only for the fact that the whole Fed is called Wrestling Heaven. So it just as much as it does merge with that, he tried to do damage control by renaming it Havoc in a Cell, but really, I mean, even on commentary, we were calling it Heaven in a Cell, so it's just this complete, it was just a complete turnaround to try and not offend people.
Yeah, and honestly, the whole Heaven in a Cell thing is first of all, it's a dumb idea because there's a reason why Hell in a Cell is called Hell in a Cell. Because going through that structure is hell. You come out of it, you're never the same.
Well, not so much nowadays, but
yeah, not so much nowadays. But even still, the concept is still there. Calling it Heaven in a Cell is one, offensive to it's offensive. Secondly, it's just a dumb idea to call your name to begin with, even if it's the whole, oh, well, you know, my league's called WrestleHaven, so I can call this Heaven in a Cell. No. And And honestly, when I think about it, why the fuck did you even bother trying to, do damage control when you still was calling it Heaven in the Cell in commentary?
Well, he did damage control after we started. We started calling it that, and then he's like, "Well, this is offending people. Let's change it." And it really, that's kind of the least I can complain about it. Like, I don't know, just call it Hell in a Cage, Hell in, like, just the Heaven. If the Heaven is what offended people, then obviously next year if he calls it the same thing, then he's gonna want to have to try and change it.
Yeah. But the main thing, I don't got no problem with Poison. I didn't have no problem with Poison Bee on none of them. I didn't have no problem with Click. I stayed in the damn chat. You know what I mean? I just sat there. I sat there and wrote what they was talking about, And I noticed after a while, after sitting there, all they talked about was a bunch of shit that they couldn't do. They kept on talking about this. They talk about that. Carter talk about real stuff, and then they try to side brush that. And then, after all that Heaven in the Cell debacle, I quit. I told them I was just done with it, I was done. I ain't, don't invite me back to this chat. No disrespect, but I just don't agree with this whole situation. Then, all of a sudden, they start talking, all this revelation is coming out now about them saying that Poison Bee's better than me, Connor, and Brent Harvinator. Man, that's just a bunch of bullshit in my opinion, because first off, Frank Dawg's call is more knowledgeable than Poison Bee. I know Frank Dawg is a commentator for and owner of WDF. Even if you did put Frank Dawg's call out there and other colleagues, he'd be more knowledgeable than Poison Bee. Because all I saw out of Poison Bee is the default ass call who trying to reach big stuff in which he can't.
Well, how far would Poison Bee really make it in somewhere like WEDF? And it's not far.
He wouldn't even. Honestly, he wouldn't even get to the. He wouldn't even get to the door. Let alone Frank wouldn't even take him.
Let me tell you how bad it is. Frank, he wouldn't even last against Heath Slater. That says a lot.
He would job out to Heath Slater. Pretty much.
Oh my god.
When I think about it now, God, he should be lucky that Evan has a soft spot for him.
Yeah, but he should feel lucky that he got to talk to us. He got to enjoy our conversation, but instead he has to bash me and Harvinator. You know what I mean? I actually gave him advice about how to make his league better, because he felt like a good guy to me, because I talked to him all the time and he never said anything bad about me. Especially lately, the last couple of years, I've been quiet. I don't do rants. I've been a Mr. Nice guy, basically, ever since I retired from ranting. But people are gonna fuck around and keep talking, and the whole force field around me is gonna explode. And that's what just happened right freaking now. I don't give a fuck if you made a video say, "Oh, you grammar, nobody can understand you. Doing this, doing that." I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Really.
I think I'm done. I got nothing really else to say.
I don't really got nothing else to say neither, besides you little bitch that can't run the mouth. If you want to run his damn mouth, meet me face to face in the damn mic square off. I don't give a fuck. You can call it a brawl all your own. You want to say something to me? Say it to my face, you dumb motherfucker.
There's definitely going to be two camps from now on when it comes to Skype. I mean, out of that whole group, there's going to be Poison, David, and Ryan, and there's going to be the rest of us, because there's obviously just too much between us, and they're just burying the shit out of people in our camp. And as much as I'd like to make Wrestling Heaven a better product, I mean, it's hard being in that camp.
Heaven has lost. You can't really fix it. It's unfixable. That's how bad it's gotten. It's gotten to the point where you can't. It has many unredeeming qualities.
Let's get to the point where, you know, me and Jackpot, me and him was the worst enemies in our past. And Frank Dawg and a bunch of others can vouch for me. Me and him was in so bad of a standard that every single time we talked, it was a rant. It was a non-stop rant between me and him. Me and him hated each other. We'll cuss each other out to end. But now, me and him has overlooked that. Me and him finally realized, you know, you do your thing, I do my thing. And we don't talk. I don't talk behind your back. You don't talk behind my back. And that's just what fucked up about guys like Poison Bee and everything else that make call like seem like a little bitch. And you know what I mean? It ain't about all that. It's about having fun, having a fun product to put out, storylines, everything, wrestling, everything. It's not about putting your call over. It's about how you do it. If you want to put your call over, you make it interesting, and you do this and you do that. How you think I was popular? I wasn't popular because I put my car in the league and I made them do certain things like people thought I did back then. I put my car in the league and they noticed how my style was and they used that. That's like freaking WDF right now. He got me as a brawler. That's how I am in real life. I'm a brawler and I'm a man. I do things differently than other people do.
There's a lot, if not too much, talking behind everybody's back because really there's a sense of entitlement, but it's Poison Bee with his. I really do hate Poison Bee's t-shirt. I just
fucking paint tool piece of shit t-shirt that sucks so much, dude. Look at okay. I'm not trying to brag. You know, fuck it, I am bragging. My fucking paint tool t-shirt logo I had is 20 times better than what Poison Bee had up there.
Wait, you had paint tool?
You remember that update video I made with my attire?
Yeah, I didn't realize that was
the second attire, that was a paint tool logo for my shirt. That's better than what Poison Bee made.
I mean, I don't have a problem with David Hero. I like him. I like the guy. I don't mind the car. Don't really like the shoes on his car, but that's kind of a nitpick.
David Hero. Sorry to interrupt you, man, but let me say something real quick about David.
Mm-hmm.
David's alright guy. He's just trying to get into the car business, and he tries to talk to me a lot, but I can't really get a hold of him because I'm busy at times. You know, I respect the hell out of him because he's a new guy and he don't know. He's 12 years old, as I just found out. But he's 12 years old, and he's impersonable. And hanging to guys like Ryan, and he's probably like 14, and Josh Jetson. I call him Jetson. I don't call him Jetson. But they all young cats, and they think they know a lot, but they need to learn to respect the damn elders. I'm motherfucking about to be 28 years old, and the motherfuckers acting like they better than me? Really? At least I got more respect for guys like Frank Dawg. I got more respect for guys like Louden. I got more respect for Garret. I don't know you, Garret, but I got more respect for you because at least you're talking right now and standing up for your rights. Or stand up for your rights. Moving up.
Well, really, I mean,
at least we're not standing up for WWE first.
What's that?
That was their because when Linda McMahon ran for Senate, they wanted people to support WWE, stand up for them.
They're just a bunch of mess.
Well, you know, Josh Jepson and David, I didn't know David was 12, like, damn. Yeah, I like the guy. He's from Vancouver, too, which is cool. But hanging out with Poison Bee and Mr. Death is just, it's, even if he is in wrestling heaven, it's not good. I mean, I don't know.
I just personally want to challenge Poison Bee, Austin Gamer, Ryan, and Josh Jetson. I challenge all of them to get on the mic with me and argue how they are better than me. I want them personally to say how they are better than me because I just watched that video from Birth and that just pissed me the fuck off. You don't say you're better than me. Prove it, motherfucker. You want to put the devil inside of me, motherfucker? Bring it. I ain't scared of you. I ain't afraid of your friends. I ain't afraid of your mother. I ain't afraid of your daddy. Bring it.
Fuck.
You the fucking wrong motherfucker. This is motherfucking Smokey up in this bitch.
Well, the two biggest people that there's a problem with, I mean, Poison be the biggest, and I mean, it's because it's the people he runs with. A lot of them they don't know about this whole thing, but definitely, Chris Cruz, Poison Bee, those are Ryan. I mean, those are the two big ones, because I don't really have a problem with Ryan himself, except for Chris Cruz. Chris Cruz is just god-awful, and I've said that to him.
Yeah. It's just, you know,
and the fact that he overprotects his that he's very overprotective of his call.
Don't
That
make
is-
calls into WEDF, especially when they kept asking me if they wanted their call to join my roster.
Which is dumb, because he should know better, and he should fucking know you're not bringing any more calls into WDF. You stopped that shit like a month ago. Hell, years ago.
You advertised it. You advertised it on the commercials. Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Did
It's
you
like
know?
it's like if they kept asking for NXT or Nexus, and really, I mean, let's say theoretically, Frank, of David Ero, Chris Cruz, and Poison Bee, which one would you honestly want? I'd say David.
He probably would pick neither, actually. Probably.
Well, if in the theory, like theoretically, that he has to pick one of the three. Like, because I just think Chris, I think he's the newest of the three. He's a lot easier to work with because you can definitely mold his character. I mean,
I personally think that Frank Dawg has his choosing and calls. Frank Dawg puts his project out, like, if he knows you good. Like, me and him know each other. I reviewed him whenever he had, like, Frank Dawg, like 141 subscribers whenever I first started reviewing your show. Or something like that.
Around there. Also,
Yeah, around.
they don't have a call sign because most of them look like stuff you look like an Xbox Live. They look like complete shit, and they, like, my call slots are full. I have 50. I've used up all 50 slots on either downloaded calls or regular CAWs, WWE Superstars, etc., etc. Plus, I already have plans in advance, so if I was able to sign another call, then everyone else would be wanting to sign there, so that's like 200 people or so. And then I have my own plans, and I don't want to mess up my storyline plans and all that, unless there's like a complete opening, which is why you saw the demand for AJ Styles. AJ Styles had to be built up because I really couldn't thrust him into a certain position, but there was an opening for John Morrison.
Yeah.
see, what I think you should do I know you probably don't want to bring original cause in the first place, but if you were to ever consider it, only do it when the newest game comes out and every cause slot is open, so that the basics are there.
I used to fill them out with people I already need for the roster, like WWE Superstars and the ones I have on the roster, like Robert, Oki, Jack Stanley, Jack, etc., Suspect, Wally.
But while we're talking about this, while I got you on the mic, Frank, I want to ask you, what is your opinion about Poison Bee saying that he's better than Brent Harvinator, better than Wise Connor, better than Smokey? What are your viewpoints on that?
I think that just pisses me off because Brent Harvinator, you, Connor White have all been in CW longer. They're in bigger league beds as well with more subscribers, so people know them more. And to think that a league with only 144 subscribers is saying that their CAW is bigger than a league with 5,000 or 1,000 is ridiculous. It makes no sense. It makes you look like a stupid retard.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can't think of really any COD. Like, honestly, it doesn't matter what COD is. Poison Bee is just not over. That's as simple as it is.
I'm not recording Jack shit for WH anymore because of what their project is. Complete garbage.
No,
Yes.
I'm not going to watch.
that's why I was brought in along with TC, Ryan, and David. Ryan and David, they're okay bookers, but we clash a lot on stuff. But honestly, I don't have any I don't have any sense of ego about this. But I think I'm a better booker than TC, and I feel bad for saying that because I do appreciate TC and I do like his booking. But I know for a fact that I'm a much, much better booker than Poison. But that's not much of a feat, anyways, because
I doubt Poison Bee has a brother. He's just wanting to have another call of himself win titles on the other code.
exactly I don't mind Dragon Slayer only because I like Poison Bee. I like him in comparison to Poison Bee.
But things that piss me off personally, Louden Styles, I ain't talking about him because he just on his party. I'm talking about his league, Battle Pro. Battle Pro is a good league. If you actually watch it from the beginning to the end, it's actually a genius concept about it. But nobody watches it. You'll see it like 40 views or 50 views, something like that. But in reality, it should be more than that. Poison Bee and stuff like that gets horse views and whatever else and gets more views than him. I personally think Loudon's league deserves more credit in what he does because it's actually more real. He don't put out, you know, oh, this guy's only getting pushed over this guy because who he is. He got me against freaking, like, for instance, he got Smokey in a feud against Arcan, who's our star on UTNA. And it's going back and forth. You never know what's going to happen in it. There ain't no telling. That's like WEL's league. Any call, any real wrestler like John Cena or Kurt Angle or something like that, you never know what's going to happen. You can say what you think is going to happen because that's the reason the predictions are so big. Because you want to see something interesting, but their leagues are starting out, you know, and they're struggling. But the leagues that suck are getting more views than like leagues that work their ass off, and they don't get the attention that they deserve. Like freaking
TCW asterisks.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, what I thought was hilarious is I was commentating an episode of Wrestle Heaven, and there was an ad for WEDF, and I just thought that was too good.
That's too good to be. That's funny.
Because, like, WEDF, I get having ads because, you know, 5,000 subscribers or whatever it may be, but, like 141 subscribers, yet you're trying to advertise probably the biggest league in CAW.
Yeah, I just think it's just a bunch of bullshit. And in closing, the last thing I'm going to say, I'm going to end this now, because we've been talking for a long time about the same damn shit. So this may be about it. But in closing, I just want to say what I said earlier. If you want to talk shit about me or Loudon or anybody else that said it's something in this video, we was being honest. We was being real. And if you want some of me, you don't go behind my back talking shit. You want some, you come get some. I'm right freaking here. I ain't going nowhere. People tried to get rid of me in the past, and I rose up and said, bring it, motherfucker. I'm not hiding. I'm right freaking here.
That's bullshit. That's all I gotta say.
And that's no bullshit. If anybody thinks it's bullshit, then try me. I want you to really try me because I've been itching. I've been itching to get my mind across. I've been waiting a couple years, but it's on. Bring it. Loudon, say something before I say something stupid.
I think that's it for all of us. I think that's it. I think we're done here.
I'm done.
I said what I had to say. Garrett had to say what he said. Frank had to say what he said. Smokey damn sure had to say what he had to say.
Fuck you, motherfucker. You want some, come get some. It ain't nobody's G thing other this, motherfucker. You want some of this? You mess with the wrong motherfucker. Peace out, bitch.
The Alabama ghetto's coming out of him. Frank, we need to end this right now.
Also, buds.